Hey everybody, Chris the old ass retro gamer here, and you're watching Captain Algebra. Remember Kenna, suckers.
Hey everybody, Captain Algebra here, and it's been a few months since I updated everybody on my complete Genesis collection Chronicles. So after Midwest Gaming Classic at the end of April, I bought some stuff, and so this is going to cover everything from May and June, and then just the first week of July when I got my last Video Games Monthly box. And I wanted to get an update out there before MoGameCon at the end of July, because that's going to be its own separate video. So first, let's check out all the games that I've gotten in Video Games Monthly from the past 3 months. So first up, we had Pebble Beach Golf Links, Shaq Fu, Ren and Stimpy present Stimpy's Invention, Foreman for Real, Super Battle Tank War in the Gulf, RBI Baseball 3, Road Rash. Next up, we've got all the games that I had loose or with the box that I just needed the manual or the box and manual. So we've got NBA Showdown 94, Madden 95, NHL Hockey, Pro Quarterback, and Tom and Jerry Frantic Antics. This is probably obviously the best one in that group. It's not just a sports game, but it's a side-scrolling platformer. I've only really played the first level, but you play as Tom, and you're going around catching all these, or trying to get all these fish. I don't know why. But there's enemies. You can't kill them at first, but if you get a football, you have, I think, 5 footballs that you can throw at enemies. So it's very limited ammo, but it seems pretty decent so far. I'm interested in playing it a little bit more. Next up, we're going to go over all the new games. We're going to start with the sports titles. First one is actually from my buddy Bandana Gamer. He messaged me if I needed a game, and I did. And that is Newman Haas IndyCar featuring Nigel Mansell. I don't know. IndyCar racing. Seems all right. And again, we just got a bunch of sports games. We've got NHL All-Star Hockey 95, Mike Ditka Power Football, Sports Talk Baseball, Bulls vs. Blazers and the NBA Playoffs, FIFA International Soccer, NFL Quarterback Club 98, World Series Baseball 95, Jennifer Capriati Tennis, Troy Aikman Football, NHL 95, finally, NBA Live 96. And then finally, we're going to go over the games that, I'm more likely to play. That's not a sports game, right? So first, we've got Side Pocket. So this is a pool game. Looks like you have a bunch of different ways you could do it. You can do just straight billiards, you can do 9-ball, or you can even do trick shot game, where it says you attempt 19 radical trick shots designed by billiards masters. So I've only played like the regular game. It seems all right for a pool game. I kind of wish they would show you more of like where it's going to go. Like they show where your ball's going to hit and how it's going to reflect like the cue ball, but not like after you hit a ball, which could really help because obviously with video game physics, they're not always perfect, so it would help to know where the ball is going to be going, but it's all right. Then we've got Outrun 2019, so a classic racing game. I've never actually played the original Outrun game, still need that for the collection, but I think I might possibly have a lead for it from a buddy. But this is kind of like a more futuristic version of it. I love how it's 2019, that was 3 years ago, and we still don't really have cars that look like this, but it seems pretty cool. I went through the first stage, had fun with it. So then we've got Outlander. Now this is one I had no idea what it was about, but I grabbed it. I do like the cover art. The game itself is not so great. Basically, you start in a car driving in this like post-apocalyptic world almost, and you got bikers and stuff that you can shoot in front of you. You can run them off the road. You can shoot a shotgun out your window if they're next to you. And then every once in a while you stop at a town and like search for things, and it turns into like kind of side scroller where you can shoot your gun, jump, and duck and everything. I really have not played it that much, but it doesn't seem like the hit detection is great when you're shooting stuff in your car. But hey, the box art looks cool. Then we've got Bubba and Sticks, which is basically a advertisement for Bubblicious. In fact, you could win a Sega CD with Bubblicious and Bubba Sticks. But that obviously is not available anymore. But it's a platform game, so the stick you can use different things, like you can throw it, you can hit people with it, you can stick it in a tree and use it as like a platform to go higher up. There's probably more you can do with it that I haven't figured out, but it's interesting. It's a puzzle platformer. It seems like there's a little bit of lag to when you actually press the button and you do something, so it's not a super flowy game, but it's all right. Then this one I've actually wanted for a really long time for some reason, and that is the Page Master. Just because these old 16-bit like licensed games that are based on like Disney movies or cartoons and stuff tended to be pretty good. This one is okay. I've only played through like the first level, but I'm so confused. Like you go around, there's keys to collect, but then you can also get like clothing items, or you get shoes, and then you can jump on enemies, but then sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know. It's weird, but I don't know. It's one I've always wanted, and I think that's the one that came from Retro Raven Game Store from Georgia, one of them, and it seems all right. And then the next three are probably the best ones that I got in the last couple months. First one, we got Soldiers of Fortune. So this one I've actually wanted for a while now. I saw it at a local game store a while back, but it didn't have a manual. And I was like, I'm going for complete, I want everything. So I waited and actually got a pretty good deal for this. This is kind of like a run and gun shooter, but there's like 6 different people you could choose from. They all have different attributes, they all have different weapons. It seems pretty cool. I think it'd be a really fun co-op game. I've only played like the first couple levels, but it's very interesting, and you can upgrade yourself after each level, I think. And yeah, so it seems like a lot of fun. That one I think is going to be really good to stream sometime. Then we've got Phantasy Star 3. So finally I have a Phantasy Star on the Genesis. I actually had Phantasy Star 2 and 4 lined up with someone on Twitter, but I never heard back from them. I told him I was interested. We had a price. He was just going to send me pictures, and I never heard back from him, unfortunately. The guy's still active on Twitter, but he just kind of ghosted me. It's kind of weird. It's like, hey, if you're going to have somebody willing to spend all this money on some games, you think you'd want to get in contact with them, but whatever. I've never played a Phantasy Star game, so I have no idea what to expect from this. I know it's turn-based. I obviously would like to start with the first one, but I don't have that on the Master System. But, it's nice to have this, and now he's got to get 4 and 2. And last, the one that I knew nothing about, it just seemed interesting, and I'm actually really pleasantly surprised by it. And that is Shadow Blasters. Just kind of like an action platformer where you play as these warriors that all have different powers, and you can select. And I don't know if you can change who you are in the middle of a level. I know before every level you pick who you are, and like their health and everything stays as it was when you finish the last level. And so it's really interesting, but I think there's like 3 guys and 1 girl. Again, they all fight differently. You can charge up your attack and shoot it, or you can just, fire quickly. What's really nice is you can charge up your attack and keep moving at the same time. I've played other games where if you're charging your attack, you can't move, which I think is really annoying. So yeah, it's very interesting. I love the cover art. It's pretty cool. Like I said, I've never heard of this game. I played the first couple levels. First level, like, it blew through, and then the second level was a lot harder. So, yeah, maybe I just picked the wrong guy because I wanted to pick someone different. But it is, I think there's 6 stages it looks like at the beginning. You can pick any one, which is kind of cool. You can pick where you want to start. But yeah, I pretty impressed with that game. I was surprised.
The next day.
So I thought I was done picking up games in the last couple months. So I actually made the first part of this video yesterday, and then I remembered that a game store a couple hours away was having their 3-year anniversary, and they're having like a bunch of deals. Like buy 2 get 1 free for games, 10% off consoles and accessories, 25% off strategy guides, stuff like that. So it's like, well, the kids and wife are out of town for the day, so I'm gonna go take a road trip. And then of course after that, I decided to stop at a couple other stores. So here's the last bit that I've gotten before MoGameCon. A lot of sports games, but then we got a couple good ones in here. So let's find out. First, we're gonna go through the sports games that I picked up. We've got RBI Baseball 94. That one is actually pretty fun, better than 93 in my opinion. ESPN Baseball Tonight, Roger Clemens MVP Baseball. And then we did get the loose copy of Big Hurt Baseball because I'd gotten this back in May, and for some reason the cart wouldn't work, and it's in beautiful condition. I don't know what's going on. So I found a loose copy for $3, and it works. So now that one's complete. We got Madden 98, Jordan versus Bird. This game is terrible. Barkley Shut Up and Jam 2, and the sports game I'm actually most excited for, Team USA Basketball. Not because it's a good game, but because this game you never see anywhere. It's not that expensive. It's only about a $20 game, But I don't think I've ever even seen it at conventions. I know I was talking to the guy when I bought it at Press Start Video Games in Appleton. He goes, yeah, this is the only copy we've ever had in the store. So it's just super cool. The Dream Team was pretty awesome. I'm a big basketball fan. So again, it's not a great game. Plays like the early EA basketball games like Bulls versus Lakers and Bulls versus Blazers and stuff like that. But it's just kind of cool to have. Then we got one game that I had loose that I now have complete, and that is Super Thunderblade. And then the last 5 are just, better games that are more interesting. So first of all, we've got Pitfall, the Mayan Adventure. For some reason, I thought I had this game, but I didn't. I think I just see it everywhere, and I've never pulled the trigger on it. Probably because, I keep thinking about, like, Super Pitfall, how bad that game is on the NES. But this one's actually interesting. It's an action platformer, and I actually really like the graphics. You have a bunch of different weapons you can use to attack, but they're all limited. You also, I don't know if it's, you swing a vine or a sword or so. You swing something and kill enemies too. But yeah, it's interesting so far. Also, that one came with the poster, which is really cool. I love when these old games had the posters. Then we grabbed Cutthroat Island. This is another one I see all the time and I just never actually grab. So I really didn't know what this game was, but it actually kind of plays like a beat 'em up, but with a sword, which is pretty cool. The graphics are terrible, but I don't know, it seems kind of interesting. I'm looking forward to playing this some more. For some reason, I thought this was based on a movie, but I could be wrong. I might be thinking of a different game. So if anyone knows, let me know. I just thought it was, but I can't remember for sure. We got Super Smash TV. Everyone loves this game. It's such a good arcade port. It's probably not as good as the NES or Super Nintendo versions just because of the controller. If you just use the one Sega Genesis controller, it just doesn't work great. A shoots ahead of you, B shoots behind you, and then C kind of holds you in that same direction that you're looking and keeps shooting so you can kind of strafe. But it's kind of annoying to have to go back and forth between that. But I did see when I was looking at the options, it looks like you have the option to use 2 controllers like you can with the NES, right? You can plug 2 NES controllers in and just use the D-pads, one to move, one to shoot. So I'm thinking you can do that with the Genesis, because it said the different modes is like 1 controller or 2 controllers. Only thing is, holding 2 Genesis controllers isn't going to be as comfortable as holding 2 NES controllers. But I definitely want to try it out because I think that would be better than using the 3 buttons. And then the 2 that I was most excited to finally grab, first we got Raiden Trad. So this is a vertically scrolling shooter. I love the box art on this. I just love the colors. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I've seen this around a couple times when I went to Press Start Games, and I just kind of never grabbed it. It was actually quite a bit, like, it's like 20 bucks cheaper than what it goes for. I don't remember why. No, it wasn't condition. The other one had poor condition. I don't remember what it was, but it's in really good shape. And it seems like a pretty fun shooter so far. It's your typical, you got a bomb weapon, you can upgrade your weapons and stuff. So, seems pretty cool. And then last one I was most excited for, I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong, but Gyarados? I don't know. But this is a horizontally scrolling shooter. And one thing that's really cool about this game is you have this like an option that's you can use to shoot stuff with that's kind of floating around you. But you can also launch it at enemies, and if it grabs an enemy, you actually upgrade your weapon or get their weapon. It's pretty cool. So kind of when I was going through the first level, I was kind of doing it to like every enemy to see what weapon I liked and stuff. So I thought that's a pretty cool mechanic. But yeah, this is another shooter that I had seen there before, but I knew it was getting kind of expensive. This one was still cheaper than what it's going for. So I don't know why, because some of their other games were more expensive. But yeah, Press Start Games usually has pretty good deals if you're ever in the Appleton area. So yeah, that was a good get. So there you go. Now I am done collecting for the last couple months before MoGameCon. And that puts us at 349 Genesis games. That's right, we were one away from about halfway. Super pumped. I actually thought, and not like I wasn't consciously doing it, but when I was leaving Press Start, I was like, I knew I was 15 away from 350. I was like, I know I got 8 in the first store. I'm pretty sure I just bought 7 or 6. So like, I'm pretty close to getting getting to 15 games to get to 350. So I bought the one more game when I ran to Madison and went to Video Game Exchange. But then I forgot Super Thunderblade was a game I already owned. I just needed it complete. So it's probably a good thing because I'm thinking we'll make a big purchase at MoGameCon. I was talking to my buddy Peter, maybe make it Musha. That'd be kind of a cool 350 halfway point to get. So we'll see. Yeah, super excited for MoGameCon. It's going to be awesome. Now, I did take some of my budget from MoGameCon for this stuff. So I've got a little bit less to spend, but we still get a nice chunk of money. So it's going to be a good time. So thanks for watching, everybody. Till next time, this is Captain Algebra, signing off.